can't believe it's almost Halloween. Like, you know what? I feel like we've all been gypped, and we should all be able to deduct this year from our age. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Halloween's almost. What are we going to do to make this year any scarier than it already is? We're going to jump out without a mask. Ah! Yeah. I've never really understood Halloween anyway. It's such a weird holiday. Like all of a sudden, there's one day a year where, my sister's dressed up like a prostitute, and the neighbor's got body parts come out of his lawn. It's like living in Florida. Just kidding, Elaine. Just kidding. We're teasing you. Yeah, California, we have our share here too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We had during the forest fires, we had somebody have a gender reveal party on the edge of a forest.
Yeah.
And it was the kind where the smoke comes up and it reveals the pink or the blue, and 18,000 acres later, turned out to be an IQ reveal.
I know,
that was harsh.
awful.
Very smart.
I didn't know we were still doing gender reveals. That seems so not PC for California. I thought we wait till they're 8 years old. They hand us an envelope. We're like, oh, it's a girl. All right. I don't know. Well, I can't wait for the ships to come back. I know I've been, reading with you all on Facebook. We're all eager but cautious. I know. And when we do come back in California, it's going to be only 50% audiences, only half capacity. And that's perfect because that's exactly what I'm used to.
Oh, wow.
I've trained for this day, folks. Yeah, you guys have it right. When you're on the ship, that's the best of all worlds. You get treated like a star, and you get the nice rooms and the Lido deck, and I don't know. When you work on the ship, we get those things too, but it's more like it's work. It's like reporting to the military, and they go through our bags and stuff. And they are already, when you check on a ship, they're already obsessed with germs and what you might be bringing on. I can't imagine what this is going to look like after coronavirus. They're going to be taking our temperature the hard way. Norwegian's good though. They do treat us right. They do. I'm not hired by Norwegian, by the way. I'm just. It's just one of my favorites. They didn't sanction this show either. We're just kind of doing it. So, yeah. But I like working for Norwegian because they put a lot of care into the shows. Like they really vet people, and they, it's rated the highest. Other ships, and I won't say their names, might rhyme with Schmarnival. They, when you work on that ship, it's like, for instance, the room. You could touch both walls of your room at the same time. That's how small the room is. Oh, you remember the Titanic? All those people down below the water level. Yeah, you don't even get a washing machine circle to look out of. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. So you do 3 shows upstairs, and then you go down to your kennel. They open the door. I don't even want to come out. Like, I feel safe here. Upstairs, though, you're a big deal when it comes showtime. Oh, yeah. But the thing is, too, they don't give you toiletries on this other cruise ship. No shampoo or anything. But upstairs, you're a big deal. Like, you may have seen them on HBO or stealing soap from your cleaning cart. Come on. That's great. The ships seems like they took more of the brunt of this whole thing than they should have. It didn't start on a ship, right? Princess Cruise Lines, I feel bad for them in particular. But, it's like being on an airplane for 5 hours with the recirculated air. It's got to be the same. I don't know. And then last year, with the storms, I was on Norwegian. I was on the Getaway out of Canaveral, I think. and we couldn't go. It was Hurricane Dorian, and we couldn't go to the points on the itinerary, and we couldn't come back to Florida. So they just started dropping us off at these little islands that had no names or roads. Tom Hanks comes out, Wilson, Wilson. Oh. Well, a little bit about me. I'm your host, Jason. I'm married to a woman, in case you made a bet. Pay that up. Yeah, she's great. My dad, who lives in Florida, Elaine, he was a football player and a mechanic. So imagine his delight. His son is slowly turning into Ellen. Transition is almost complete. Yeah, my dad's a big football fan, so he's from Cleveland though originally, and we have people from Ohio. No one?
No.
Yeah, he still follows the Browns, the football team, the Browns, 0-16 Browns, and yeah. And I love him for it. That's what I love about sports fans in general. That's loyalty. That's your team, and it doesn't matter. I wish comedy fans were like that. Yeah, he may not be funny this year, but next year.
Yeah.
Trust the process with this guy.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep things fresh here at home. Romantic. It's tough because last year I was on the road maybe 40 weeks. And this year, I'm home every single day. My wife hasn't killed me yet, so I'm the romantic one. I'm always trying to do picnics, and I'll write a poem once in a while, sure. And my wife, she's more pragmatic. She's turning into the dude. The universe is trying to balance itself out. Sometimes I'll say something too sweet, and she'll just go, "Give me a break." Yeah, she shames me. There was one night I went through the trouble. I put together a bath, and I had the Enya playing and the candles, and Patty was out of town, so a big chance. Little spa day for this guy. There's been nothing to do. We're not allowed in California. Like, the people are starting to turn on the governor big time. Like, we want it to be safe, but we also, the economy at some point has got to come back. We went wine tasting. That was the one thing they let us do, and it was great. I don't mind wine drinking, but as soon as they get into all the poetic faces, this tastes like smoky herbal dusk. Really, it tastes like a time of day. I'm on my fourth glass going, mine tastes like purple. More purple.
Yeah.
That was in Temecula, the wine tasting up near, you know it, Kana?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where are you from, Kana?
Torrance.
Torrance, yeah. So you're right in the middle of everything. Yeah, the Temecula, for the rest of you, it's up kind of near San Diego, and they try to package it. So you do the wine tasting, and then you go hot air ballooning. And Patty wanted to go for it, and I'm like, I've seen hot air ballooning when it's going right, and it doesn't look good. It's a giant balloon with an open flame and a picnic basket full of people. What could go wrong? I don't know. A breeze? A 12-year-old with a drone? Do the math, honey. Yeah, I got to be careful. I use the voice dictation on the phone, and I don't look at the text. And speaking of being romantic, Patty woke up one morning. I was going running in the hills, and right before I took off, I texted her and I said, "Morning, chickadee," and I took off running. And spell check and all its wisdom wrote, "Morning, chubby." I get back down from, yeah, exactly. I get back down from the hills, and it's an angry face, question mark, question mark. I love you, honey. I love you. It's great. I live in a little town called Camarillo, and yeah, not a whole. The Kana knows it. Not a whole lot going on. The 24-hour fitness closes at 9. Yeah, not 24 hours in a row. You add them up. And I live on this little cul-de-sac. For those of you in other parts of the country, it's California for dead end.
Yep.
In California, it's a cul-de-sac. Raises the property value. But on my little street here, the parents are over the home teaching, and they've pushed the kids out and locked the doors, come back at sunset. Oh, and they've taken over. I mean, the sidewalk chalk that they have? It's going up the street signs. It's on the houses. Oh, it's like Hello Kitty joined a gang. One of the kids was doing his homework on the street. He's like, "You want to check my math before it rains? Come on." The parents are like, "I don't understand the new math. Leave me alone." And then I'm starting to turn into an old man here at home because I'm getting the get off my lawn. They have these dirt bikes. These kids on the dirt bikes every single day, all day long. It's like having extra leaf blowers. And I'm trying to remember what it was like to be 17 so I don't hurt them. I mean, all day long. So what Patty wants to do is call the HOA. And what I would like to do is run a fishing line from one side of the street to the other. Take them out. Yeah. The kids, I feel for your parents. I do have a stepdaughter, and I don't like to think of her, as a stepdaughter. I like to think of her more as like a rescue. And she's great. Yeah, Patty's. I know. I think Patty's on with us right now. She loves that joke. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel for parents though. Like parents of young kids, because my sister has 5 children, and that's one too many for her. We have to babysit the little one just so she doesn't take medication. My sister. Yeah. So we were babysitting the little guy when I don't know, he was 3 years old. He just started talking, and middle of the night, he was staying the night. Middle of the night, we just hear this, "Apple juice! Apple juice!" Like the ghost of Mott is pissed. And I get dressed, I get out of bed. I'm like, "I'm sorry, little man. We don't have apple juice." I'm like, "We have NyQuil. Can we do that?" 3 in the morning. Yeah, he's in rehab now. All right. Well, I'm your host. My name is Jason Love. That's my time in your little opening slot here. Well, just like on the ships, you guys are fantastic, and we really appreciate you showing up here today. The whole point is just to, get through this whole thing and be together in the best way we can. And I'm pleased to announce that we have 3 fantastic headliners. They all work on Norwegian Cruise Line, and they also volunteered their time for this cause. So you're first of the 3 comedians, and I hope he's ready. I think I sent this all out to you. He has a lot of great credits. He was voted the best up-and-coming comic at the New York City MAC Awards. He was a finalist on the Johnny Carson Great American Comedy Festival and the Boston Comedy Festival. Put your hands together for my friend, Joe Larson.
Thank you.
There he is.
Thank you.
There you go.
Nice. Jason, great job, buddy.
There you
Oh,
are.
my goodness. Oh, there's my big ugly mug. Look at that.
He's handsome.
I've known Jason for a very long time. I have known Jason for so long that when I met him, he was Jason-like.
Yeah.
Joke number 1. All right. Nobody likes it. Good.
Joe, your volume's, sorry to interrupt, man. Your volume's down a little bit.
Let me kill this. Let's try this. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix
There's
this.
120
Let's
people on
see.
the call and only 9 people joined
Is
the
that
video.
better?
That's what.
Yeah, is that better? We got better?
That's better.
Okay, all right. Should we do the first one again? No, it was terrible. Would it be great to do like 15 minutes of terrible jokes? Go, your volume was down. You go, well, you got to hear it again. I am coming to you from my home because that's where we all are. Yes, we are in quarantine. I am quarantined with a wife and 2 children. So I am so happy to not see them right now. This is lovely. My goodness, I don't care how this goes, honestly. We get me off of here.
I guess you got to that point.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we've been doing the best we can. We're playing a lot of board games. We play Monopoly, which is a properties acquisition game. And we've been playing Sorry, which is a game where you get married.
Thanks.
Yeah. People always say, is that a board game? I'm like, it's a very bored game. Board of any game I've ever played. It's we've also been playing No, I'm Tired. That's a game we like to play around here. Yeah, I've got I like how some of you guys get these later. I get it. There's a lot of time zones. If you're from a different area, you may not get these for 3-4 hours. I'm on the East Coast. So I am homeschooling because that's the thing is the kids don't go to their school anymore now. I'm basically their teacher, you know, and I am terrible. Day 2, I turned to my wife. I said, we should spend their college fund. They're not going to need it. That's of course a joke. They don't have a college fund. I have life insurance. My mom was like, what are you doing to pay for their education later on? And I was like, well, I've started smoking.
Yeah,
Let's
didn't work for me.
we can always hope. They have gym class, which I think that's proof that the teachers union is the strongest union in the United States. The fact that through COVID, we still have gym class. Gym teachers were like, what am I going to do? And they were like, I don't know, but you're still getting paid. So get on there and figure something out. My daughter's gym class is basically they play videos and they tell the kids to dance in front of a camera on the internet. Now, with my teaching ability, this may be the most important class they attend all year. Every day I'm like, you attend that OnlyFans, I mean, gym class right away.
Well,
My wife and I went to IKEA recently because we hadn't been in a fight in a while. And that'll do it. Yeah. You can't go to IKEA and not get into a fight. I think IKEA planned it that way, just a maze of confusion and frustration, all designed to get couples to break up so they have to furnish 2 households. Genius company. They should put a divorce court right next to the food court. One-stop shopping. I mean, my wife and I have fought so much IKEA. At this point, if she even mentions IKEA, we get into a fight immediately, not even about IKEA. The other day, she goes, we need to buy a new bookshelf. We have to go to IKEA. She goes, should we get another 56-inch one? Or should we get the 79-inch one? She goes, we got 82-inch ceilings. Do you think a 79-inch one will look weird? And I was like, I hate your mother. I don't even know how these fights start. It's amazing. Yeah. Yes.
yeah,
I take it some of you have been. Yeah, it's.
been there, done that.
Yeah, you've been there. Yeah, I know. He is actually Swedish for "Let's get ready to rumble." It's horrible. Absolutely. We also we've made a lot of big steps in our relationship. We decided to take the next big step in our relationship, and we got a Costco membership because you know, relationships, they come and go, but 836 toothbrushes, that's forever. Yeah. I had never been to a Costco, and if you haven't been, it is a fascinating, you learn a lot about yourself inside of those four walls. You make decisions inside of that building you would never make anywhere else, you know? 18 gallons of mustard. Yeah. Yeah, I need that. I saw a brick of cheese the size of a car battery, and I was like, it's go time. Let's do this. I finished it in 3 weeks. I haven't pooped in a month and a half, but I finished it. You know? Money I've saved on toilet paper alone. Absolutely incredible. I saw they had pants there, which was hilarious. Clothes. I was shopping, and I turned to my wife. I go, who is buying clothes at Costco? I thought that was hilarious. And then I got my cart to the checkout with 18 gallons of mustard and a brick of cheese the size of a car battery and a half a rack of bacon. And I was like, well, I'll have to go back. I need bigger pants. These people thought of everything. It's amazing. And we did the New York thing. We left the city. We are Jersey people now. We bought a house. I'm in a house now, which the thing my dad has been saying for years. He's like, you got to stop throwing your money away on rent. You need to save your money. You need to save your money. Get a house and make that money work for you. And then I bought a house and immediately had to replace the roof. And the leak, the basement flooded, and I had to replace all the electric. And I turned to my dad and I said, this has got to be the most expensive way to save money. There has to be a better way. It is weird though, being in a house the first time, because safety is a concern, you know. My wife was like, we got to get a gun. And I was like, oh, you want me to get arrested? Because, you know, me with a gun for the first 30 minutes might be about house protection. And then about 12 minutes after that, it's going to be me getting arrested for policing the 12 items or less line at the grocery store. I believe that's 13. Let's count them. I was like, what are you going to do to protect the house? And I was like, oh, don't you worry. I've got a plan. So what I did was I bought a chainsaw. I sleep with that next to the bed. Here's the thing. If you break into somebody's house and you hear, you may leave, right? And never come back. But if you hear, you will tell everyone you've ever met not to rob that house. There is nothing more terrifying than a naked man with a chainsaw coming down the stairs at you. I've always said, if you want to defend your house, naked with a tool is the best way. If that man was unwilling to take the time to put on pants, you think he's going to stop because you're screaming stop? No, absolutely not. If you see a man running naked with a hammer down the street, that's the man who's going to finish the job. You know, he's done. Joke has no ending, have you noticed? Just a fun thought. My wife and I have a little bit of a non-traditional relationship. My wife is, we come from a mixed marriage. My wife is female and I'm male. And it's yeah. She actually proposed to me, which is non-traditional. She did. It was very romantic. I remember like it was yesterday. She came up to me one night and she was like, I'm pregnant. I never thought she'd ask. I don't. My daughters are. I don't know how old they are, but they're exactly. They still want to be called big girls, which will change. Yeah. Here's the other age they are. They're still afraid of me counting backwards, which is a very real age. That's the way you discipline a child now. It used to be like my generation. My parents spanked me, and my dad's parents just beat the crap out of him, and then I'm pretty sure my dad's parents just fought to the death at 14. But now it's all changed. Now it's counting backwards. That's the only tool I have. 5, 4. You better put on your shoes. 5. They're terrified. Oh, he's counting backwards. Put your shoes on. I don't know what they think I'm going to do when I get down to 1, mostly because I have no idea what I'm going to do when I get down to 1. I'm not the man of the house, My dad was the man of the house. My dad said, get in the stroller. You got in the stroller immediately. I'm more like a used car salesman. I'm like, what's it going to take to get you into this stroller? Got Cheerios in it, big comfy wheels. I do love, my wife loves my children 1,000 times more than me. And I think the birth process was proof of that, because upon entry into this world, both my daughters literally ripped my wife's body apart, and she has not mentioned it to them once. Not once. Yet 5 years ago, I broke a Fiestaware bowl that is no longer in production. Not a day passes. I think that's how it's supposed to be, though. You love your children so much, and they don't love you almost nearly as much as you do. That's the big difference. Is we love our children so much more than they love us. I know that because I would die for my children, and they would murder me for candy. At the top of the stairs with the Snickers, kick him. Let's get it. They are evil. It's amazing. But then again, I also think about that. That's how it's supposed to be. I think about my relationship with my own mother, and man, it is so different. I just think about when I call her, the excitement that is coming through the phone is almost hard to listen to. I call my mom and she's like, oh my goodness, Joseph, my firstborn son, you made me the happiest one. And I am so glad my mom can't see my face when her name pops up on my phone. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, Mom. Anyway, my wife dresses me. She doesn't do it the normal way, though, telling me what to wear. She just tells me what not to wear. And then if I keep wearing it, it disappears. Like a month ago, I had a blue hat. She was like, I don't like it when you wear that blue hat. 2 days later, gone.
Yeah.
A week after that, I was wearing a pair of jeans with a rip in them. She was like, you look like trash. You wouldn't wear those jeans with a rip in them. 2 days later, missing.
Well, what do you expect?
Yesterday, she was like, I don't like your friend Eric. I was like, dude, you got to move. You got to get out of here. That's nothing for you. I have my pants. You got 2 days. Run.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, I want to say that the other comics on this show are two of my favorites. I mean, 3 of my favorites. Jason, one you're about to see. No. Yeah, listen, that first guy, but Landry and Vanessa are both people that I go way back with, and they're 2 of my favorites. I can't wait to watch them. You guys are in for a real treat. And Jason, thank you so much for putting on such a cool event.
Yes.
All right. Joe Larson, everybody. Joe Larson. I am the other comic.
Yeah, Jason.
Yay,
I know what you meant, Joe. My ego's always defending me. And if you didn't mean it, I'd still think you meant it that way. All right, but he's not kidding. It's we got really spoiled with having these 3 comics on the bill. Your next comedian has a real unique distinction. He won not just the Boston Comedy Festival, but also the World Series of Comedy in Vegas. Very funny dude. Put your hands together for Landry. There we are.
Hey,
There he is.
I'm here, man. What's up, folks? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, Larry.
We can
You
hear
can?
you.
Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? This is one of my first Zoom shows, so understand that I didn't realize you could hear everything everybody was saying. Like when Joe came on, I heard somebody go, "Oh, he's handsome," and then I came on and I didn't hear any of that, and that hurts my feelings. I didn't realize the show was gonna start so bad for my soul and my self-esteem.
Yeah,
This is
that's how
cool,
it
though.
works.
I know, I like this, man. I'm scrolling through. I was watching people. That's just good. What's his name? John Norman. That's a great mustache, sir. Fantastic. Look like the front of a Pringles can. That is amazing. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through, man. It's a good looking crowd. It's nice to see people's faces because, you know, you don't get to see unsheathed faces that much anymore.
Oh, you're so
Everybody
right.
got to wear a mask. You know what I mean?
No, they
you
don't.
You ever see someone take off a mask? Isn't it nice when their face matches what you think it should look like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, have you ever been fooled? You're like, oh, I
Yes.
didn't realize you could have such nice eyebrows and the mouth of a jack-o'-lantern.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Remember the good old days when you didn't have to guess if somebody was on a steady diet of crystal meth? You just had to look, you know, oh, okay. That's a liquid diet right there. All right. Very cool. I don't know. I don't mind. I love working for Norwegian. Norwegian is one of my favorites. It's one of the first cruise ships lines that ever hired me. I opened the Getaway. I opened the Escape. I was on the Jewel in New Zealand when this all went down, the whole pandemic thing. I was traveling around New Zealand, and it was nice, man. I went to New Zealand and Australia. I don't know if you've ever been to Australia before, but do you know what their national dish is to eat? You know what they eat, their national food? Anybody?
Vegemite.
No, not Vegemite. Good guess. Very, very close. It's kangaroo.
Kangaroo?
Do you know what?
Kangaroo.
Do you know what their national animal is?
Kangaroo?
Is a kangaroo. Okay. I've never been to any country that ate their national animal. All right. You look at a bald eagle the wrong way, you're going to jail. All right. I'm from Canada. You can be hard pressed to find somebody paying top dollar for beaver. Let me tell you that. All right. Gonna happen.
I know a few guys.
And I realize people eat different foods around the world. I mean, people are eating bats. That's how we got into this in the first place. You know.
Well, that's what they say.
Listen, as a world, can we just agree to stop eating bats?
Yes. I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They look delicious. All right. All hairy and wingy. Who would want to eat a giant mosquito? I think it's Mother Nature's way of punishing us for eating blind animals. The coronavirus. I think that's what it is. She's punishing us. You shouldn't eat blind animals. You don't even have to hunt bats. You just got to go into a cave at 2 p.m. and pluck them from the rafters like fruit from a vine. That's it. Everybody's working the night shift. That's good. I like this. This is fun. It's hot. The delay is. Oh, I lost the earpiece. Hold on. That's not professional. I'm sorry. That doesn't usually happen during the show. You don't lose the microphone. You know, that's the first time I ever lost the microphone while performing. All right, hold on. I miss cruising though, man. My last real vacation was on a cruise ship. I brought my mom on a Panama Canal cruise, and she found out that you could drink as much as you want with the drink package. The unlimited drink package. No, I wasn't that excited. That was it was a mistake. It was a mistake. My mom was like, let me get this straight. I can drink as much as I want, and if I pass out, a small Filipino man will carry me back to my room. Sounds like the perfect vacation. When do we start? My mom was out of control, man. At one point she drove into the side of a slot machine. in a motorized wheelchair. That's the thing. On land, they'll give you a DUI on a bicycle, but on a cruise ship, apparently you can drink as much as you want on a motorized wheelchair. All right, that's the thing.
I want to meet her.
She drove right to the side of a slot machine. I thought she had a stroke, but then she started to laugh, so I started to laugh. And then she was like, I guess I'll just play this one. And I was like, all right, Mom, you had enough. I was telling one of my aunt's friends this, and she was like, well, that sounds like fun. What was the big deal? I was like, well, for starters, my mom doesn't own a motorized wheelchair. She commandeered one on the high seas, like a Somali pirate. It was funny. At night, I could hear her coming down the hallway drunk. She was trying her key in every room until she found the right one. Like she knew the floor. She just didn't know which room it was. And you just see her coming up. I love vacationing with my mom. My mom is hilarious. My mom is the funniest person I know, man. But she believes like in all kind of conspiracy theories and stuff. And she believes everything that her coworkers tell her. Like one time I tried to bring her to Cancun to go to a resort for like 7 days. I said, hey, Mom, let's go to Cancun. It's going to be a great time. We'll have some parties, we'll drink by the pool. My mom goes to work, comes back the next day, and she's like, I don't think Mexico's for me. I go, why not, Mom? She goes, well, I was talking to Sandy at work, and she said that 1 out of every 6 tourists in Mexico gets kidnapped and sold into sex trafficking. Mom, we're going to be on a resort in Cancun, not walking the streets of Juarez. All right. Where did Sandy get these statistics? She's like, oh, she read it somewhere. I was like, first off, we both know Sandy doesn't read. All right. Secondly, let's just take a moment to analyze that industry just for giggles. Now, hypothetically speaking, the kidnapper is trying to earn a profit. Now, I appreciate your concern and the level of your self-esteem, but let's just assess the goods. All right, let's assess the goods. You are a 63-year-old woman who's been drinking and smoking since you were 13 years old. You haven't shaved your legs in over 3 months. Your back locks up because of sciatica, and you're wearing a medical alert bracelet. I'd like to think the beaches of Cancun have better options. And my mom's like, what's that supposed to mean? It means that if Bill Cosby gave you a drink, you'd be wide awake the whole night. That's what it means. It's a good joke. I don't care what you say. It's a damn good joke. I'm not downplaying the severity of human trafficking. I'm just saying I don't think my mom's a target. All right, like there's a reason the movie Taken wasn't made with a couple of senior gals. All right, talking off bucket list items in Europe. You realize how different that movie would have been if Liam Neeson wasn't trying to find his daughter, but my mother. It would have ended like 30 minutes in when she was under the bed and couldn't figure out how to put the cell phone on speaker. The movie would have been over. My mom is hilarious, man. When I was 8 years old, this is a true story. A lot of people think I'm making this up, but it's not. When I was 8 years old, I watched my mom kick off her boyfriend's leg. For a short span of time, my mom dated a one-legged Guatemalan man named Mac. And Mac, he liked to drink. This particular day, he had one too many beers. He tried to put his hands on her, and she kicked off his leg. It was like FIFA soccer, like striker. And I watched his leg shoot across the kitchen, and as he fell, she yelled out timber. And my mom is not that quick-witted, which leads me to believe she had been planning that for quite some time. It's very traumatizing to a kid. It's very traumatizing. For an 8-year-old, like, number one, I just watched my mom kick off a grown man's leg. And number two, I didn't know he had a prosthetic limb. I thought she was a superhero. I'm not even joking. And I told my mom I was going to tell that story on stage. She was like, no problem. Just don't forget the part where after I beat him up, I threw his leg down the basement steps. He had to crawl downstairs to walk back up. Ain't that something? That's crazy, man. She wonders why I went to bed till I was 11. I was terrified, man. I got siblings too. I got an older brother who's a professional football player. Another brother's a mechanical engineer. I got a sister who's a nurse. My oldest brother's got 6 kids. He's always harping on me because I don't have any children. It's not that I don't like kids. It's just that I don't want to give my kids the best years of my life. Like I want to give them what's left. You know what I mean? I want to give them what's left. I want to be so far past my prime that if we play catch, I'll probably blow out a hip. That's what I want. That be a burden. If they're gonna get an inheritance, they're gonna earn it. All right. My family's all up in Canada. My oldest brother's a snorkeler. Does anybody enjoy snorkeling when they're out vacationing? Are you guys snorkelers? See, I can't swim that well, so it terrifies me. So I asked him what he would do. Here's the thing. My brother watches way too much MMA fighting. And I realized that I can't talk to people who watch too much MMA fighting because they think they can do what's going on in the octagon. No training. This guy took 2 weeks of jiu-jitsu. Now he's a trained killer. All right, that's what it is. I go, hey, man, what would you do when you're out there if you got attacked by a shark? Which I think is a viable question. And then he goes, oh, I just choked the shark out. Really? I don't even know if sharks have necks. I think it's just teeth and then tail. You're going to choke out a shark? He's like, yeah, I'll just choke it out. We're going to put an arm bar on a dorsal fin? Is that what it's a shark? It's in water, bro. This guy's telling me this to my face like I don't know that he had to take time off of work because he hurt his wrist by playing too many video games. That guy. That's the guy that's choking out a prehistoric aquatic animal, the dude that gets carpal tunnel by folding fitted bed sheets. That's the guy right there. That answer was dumb enough to get him taken out of my will. I'm telling you that right now. Because let's be honest, you don't have any use for a Ford Focus when you're governing Atlantis, all right? Aquaman, that's what he is. This is cool. Well, I'm glad we moved this back to this time because I know the presidential debate's gonna come on soon, so I gotta wrap this up. I hope you guys are interested in the whole election. I think it's cool. I'm from Canada. I don't have a horse in the race, so it's nice to watch from the outside. I will say this: if I did have a horse in the race, I don't know that the horse would be in its 70s. I think you should just go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there somewhere in the Constitution that says the president of the United States has to have a prostate the size of the American dream? Is that in there? I don't know, man. If I'm in my 70s, I'm relaxing. I'm going on vacation. I don't care what people say. Like, I'm not going to work in 77. Are you crazy? That's ridiculous. Half of Congress is old. Half of Congress still has flip phones. How is that not concerning to anybody? No wonder they want to dismantle the post office. They're all upset they can't send their handwritten letters by Pony Express anymore. That's what it is.
Dude.
I was actually afraid when Trump caught the COVID, man, because he's older. Like it affects older people more so, right? So I was nervous when he caught COVID-19, but he ate that up in like 3 days and went right back to work. This guy said he felt better than he did in his 50s. 20 years ago. That's what he said. How bad were your 50s? That catching a deadly virus is refreshing. That just seems ridiculous to me. I think they gave him the same secret soldier serum they gave Captain America. I think that's the same thing they gave him. He's a superhero now, okay? Can you imagine how funny it would have been if he came out of Walter Reed all ripped and jacked? He's just gigantic. He's still wearing the suit, but he's got like the Captain America hat on with a hole cut in the top to let the hair breathe, you know, let the tumbleweed lives, you know what I'm saying? All right, listen, I got to go. I'm over my time. We got another comedian coming up. You guys have been fantastic, man. Thanks so much for coming out. Enjoy The Last Comedian. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
All right, Landry, everybody. Let them hear it. Landry. Funny stuff, man. Professional to the end,
Awesome.
regardless of the whole ear thing falling out. We forgive it. Hey, before I forget, everybody, a couple of you on Facebook asked if there was a way to donate to the comics, which I appreciated. It wasn't our point in the whole thing, but if you are moved to do that, they'd appreciate it, I'm sure. And I put that in the chat section as well. So thank you for that. And are you ready for your last comedian, everybody? All right. Well, she is super funny. She has been on the Jim Brewer show. She had a Comedy Central Presents special. She was on a show called Funny Women of a Certain Age. Put your hands together for Vanessa Hollingshead.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody. Can everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. This has been like an amazing show. How about a hand for Jason Love for making this possible? Joe Larson and Landry. They were like, amazing. And just yourself for being here. Because this is all we've got. I'm telling you, this COVID has been pretty bad. It's like, but from here up, I look 30, with the mask. So I used to watch The Handmaid's Tale. Now I feel like I'm in The Handmaid's Tale, like praise. It's just been a little hard. I just hope they get a vaccine. And I'm a native New Yorker. Do you have New Yorkers here? Because I'm going to be great. And I don't have road rage. I have rage. I came out of the womb angry. I'm like Trump blows and a double espresso going to come out of the breast because I don't do milk, And I didn't even get my license until I was 35 in LA, and I learned how to do. I don't know if anyone's from LA, but they have this thing where they stamp your ticket and it's called validated parking. I'm wearing all black. The guy mistakes me for a hostess, and he's like, "Can you validate me?" I'm like, "Lord, loving your kind." I mean, I didn't, I feel stupid. But anyway, I live in Chelsea. I live in the safest area of New York if you're a woman because everyone is gay. I could be drunk and naked. Someone would find me and be like, "Oh my God, we've got to get you home and you need to do crunches." It's my neighborhood. Being on NCL, can we just all say we need to do crunches? I was on NCL and they had the nerve. They had that. I don't know if you saw. I was on the gym and I did the breakaway and the getaway. I mean, the only thing I had to get away from was the ice cream bar. They had this lecture on secrets to a flatter stomach. I'm like, really? On this ship, a flatter stomach? The only way I'm going to flat stomach is jump overboard and come back to New York City. The shark bites it off. They lock me in my stateroom with someone doing PX90 and they torture me and just feed me celery. Other than that, I'm not going to get a flat stomach. I love the soft ice cream. Do we have any soft ice cream? Anyone didn't have a childhood? Any? Okay. Yeah, I used to love Stouffer's pot pies because it refilled the emotional holes my parents left gaping, which is why I do comedy. So thank you very much. So anyway, soft ice cream. I used to have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There wasn't enough soft ice cream, and I had it so much that I used to feel guilty. I didn't want anyone on the elevators because, of course, you don't take the stairs to see how much ice cream I was eating. So I put a plate over the ice cream with lettuce on top. And they go to the elevator and they go, "You are so good." I'm like, yeah. And we went to Cozumel. I don't know, has anyone been to Cozumel? Yes, a shout out, yeah. To Cozumel. And I had to get like antibiotics and Retin-A, really exciting stuff because I know how to party. Okay, so get off of Cozumel, and they've got drug sniffing dogs everywhere. And one dog goes to my knapsack, smells my knapsack like it was disgusted, like, ooh. I'm like, I don't have enough issues of being insecure, and I gotta have a dog make me feel bad about myself. I'm like, oh great, the dog can smell drugs, fruit, and knock off cologne, okay? Because I do really well. And then, has anyone been to Halifax? Did anyone do the gym and you go to Halifax? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, couldn't wait to get to Canada. And it's great with the amount of times we have to go through customs, wasn't it? I felt like I was getting into Ellis Island every time I, had to go, get off the ship and get on the ship. So anyway, this Halifax, you get there. and they have Pier 21, where it's the Halifax, place, gift shop, right? Gift shop for all the people that sunk on the Titanic, because that's where they all got buried, right? So you can get mugs, cozies, dish towels. So I'm getting a little depressed. So I'm like, and then there are weird people that are working there, like, this is, there's going to be a fog coming up. I'm like, am I out of a Stephen King movie? Like, what's going on? But you know what? Let me go to the Maritime Museum, be a little bit cultural. So I get there, and then they have a film that depicted the biggest crash between two ships in 1917, where 2,000 people lost their lives. I don't know if you went to the Maritime Museum. And then right after that, there was a huge storm that killed even more people. I got so depressed leaving that Maritime Museum, I had a Netflix Terms of Endearment just to cheer myself up. And I have a wonderful agent. They're very generous. My agent, they're not watching. My agent, just to save a couple bucks, used to make us fly Spirit Airlines. Anyone ever been on Spirit Airlines?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know why they call it Spirit Airlines? Because it knocks whatever happy, joyful spirit you have right out of you. I'm not even making this up. I just wrote down the horror. Okay, they had no food, they had no beverages, they had no working bathroom, they had no flight attendants. I went to the cockpit to make sure that there was an actual pilot and not the spirit. And they charge you for everything, right? You think you're getting a deal. They make sure it's not 50 pounds, it's 40 pounds. So you get charged for carry-on bags, walk-in luggage, the bags you get under your eyes from flying that little, tin. Surprise! They don't charge you for the pilot. Listen, with turbulence on a Spirit plane, it's not because of clouds. It's because Captain Hardship is having a bad case of the DTs because he hates being on Spirit Airlines even more than you do. Okay? So finally, after 3.5 hours of being on the tarmac, no food, no way to go to the bathroom, nothing to eat, the plane finally takes off. So I get to my destination, but my luggage doesn't. So I don't care. I don't care if it's $29.99 to go round trip to Australia. I will never ever fly Spirit Airlines. Oh, girl, Spirit Airlines.
$29.99.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Never again. So because of the COVID thing, I watch a lot of TV. How many people? Everyone's watching TV. Yeah, I was watching. You know what I-
YouTube.
I love it, not for the recipes, but for the excitement. It's always like, okay, chefs, you have a bowling ball, some live eels, and you have 2 minutes to make an appetizer. I'm like, what they do? I'm like, I don't know. The sweat's dripping, the music's playing. They're like, oh my goodness, Chef Bruno with the marzipan encrusted bowling ball and the live eels coming out of the holes. I didn't even mind chipping my tooth. Brilliant presentation. You will not be chopped. And then right after that, they got Chopped Junior. Anyone see Chopped Junior? If I don't feel like a loser enough for these little creeps, these little kids, these little 8-year-olds, these little overambitious punks, and they're like, yeah, oh my God, I'm 7 years old and I want to go to the French Culinary Institute when I turn 8 and learn how to make pear tartlets. When I was 8 years old, I was making mud pies out of mud and eating paste. Okay, that's what I did. I felt good about it. And it's like, and then they got the participation trophies. I don't know if anyone has kids or grandkids. No one can lose anymore. Nobody can ever lose. What's wrong with losing? It's like, Dad, I lost. No, Billy, you're the last winner. Last. You can't look like, what's wrong with losing? When I would lose, remember you were young, you'd lose and you'd practice till you eventually won. And if you kept losing, then you'd hang out with other losers. You'd become a poet, start a rock band, you're all black, think out of the box. You come up with a social app for your antisocial behavior and get $1 million. It was a win-win situation. And how is this going to help kids going into the workforce? Hey, Bill, you're an hour late for work. No, I'm the last person on time. Now, the great thing about these cooking shows is I've mastered how to cook for 1 and drink for 8. So that's a good thing. And the other thing on the plus side, the other thing is I've recently gotten off of all my antidepressants. Anyone started antidepressants with this COVID thing? Anyone? Okay. Well, my doctor took me off of all antidepressants, and he goes, "You don't have depression." I'm like, "Well, what's the problem?" He's like, "You just have a horrible life." $2,
Wow.
credit.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But the great thing about when I was taking antidepressants, I had no emotions, I had no feelings, nothing bothered me. I'm like, oh my God, this is what it's like to be a guy, So I was thinking, and all these things came back to me from working on Norwegian. Does everyone remember the elevator voice, the British elevator voice on Norwegian?
Yes.
It was
Yes.
the most condescending voice ever. It was something like out of Downton Abbey. It's like going up, going down, going high. I mean, yes, a happier person, a happier Brit, like first floor, second floor, life is fantastic. Enjoy the Maritime Museum in Halifax, like something. Nothing. And I lived in England, so I heard a lot of those accents, and I lived there for 2 years, and I'm telling you, every day it rained. They had summer rain, winter rain, spring rain, fall rain, right? So I'm getting really depressed. My hair is reaching into the cosmos, and I'm eating. So I'm getting fat and hairy. They have no compassion because they're English. Like, why don't you learn how to ride a horse? What about a cup of tea? What about a biscuit? I'm like, what about some sun in this country? I'm dying here. My soul. I think that's why Churchill won the war. I think he said, "Men, there's sun in Normandy." Then they keep a stiff upper lip like Americans. We're not. We're always over emotional. Like having a bad hair day. I don't know what antidepressants to take. I'm feeling so inauthentic from my authentic self. I don't even know what that means anymore. English people could be like, my entire family was brutally murdered about a half an hour ago, but one goes on.
One goes on.
Very crazy. So, and then I dated a Scottish guy because I love the accent, and I mean, he was gorgeous, just wore kilt even to bed, but I put up with it because good looking. So we said, "Go to the theater, we been sitting literally." What are you saying? It's like, what, you're yelling at me for? I'm like, I can't understand you. I think that's why England is trying to give Scotland their independence. I think they're like, I don't know what the blast they're saying. Bread and fat Scotch. Who
Bloody hell.
Yeah, bloody hell. That's wrong. So good, isn't it? Yeah, but we do love the accent. It just classes everything up. So, and I did try, and getting older, like for anyone getting older, this is like a whole new thing, getting older. I mean, I used to be pro-choice, now I'm probiotic. I'm like, when did that happen? I look at myself and say, when is that melanoma? Try and get, I used to like try and get nice, worry about my sound system when I was in my 20s. Now I get a little puffy on these ships. I worry about my lymphatic system. I recently went to a Sephora to get some face cream, and La Prairie skin caviar is $800 a jar. I'm like, $800 a jar? I tell the woman, I'm like, what's in this stuff? She goes, it's very secret ingredient. It has actual pieces from the Dead Sea. I'm like, pieces of the Dead Sea Scrolls, Cleopatra's embalming fluid. Did you suck the collagen out of a toddler's face? For pay a guy to say, you look 18. Money left for food, some Louboutin shoes. You know what? I don't buy into any of that. I take any kind of face cream I want. I get the cream, I put it directly in my eyes. It causes temporary blindness, so you can't see the lines. It's like a tip for everybody. And dating now, when you get old, it's just really hard. I went on, I don't know, is anyone single? Do we have any single people? Probably everyone's married, happily married, or
Go single.
single. Oh, it's awesome, right? It's awesome. So, I went on Match.com, or as I like to call it, gnomesandtrolls.com, because these guys
Right.
with rings, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, I know. And I love men. I don't care if a guy is short, fat, bald, mean, cheap, and has the beginnings of acute alcoholism. Just not all at the same time. I got some standards. I used to want to meet a guy that was kind, warm, loving. Now I'm happy if the guy has ears. Not that he'll listen, but that I try and be understanding. I mean, one guy was, we were going to my car. He seemed a little uneasy. And I'm like, hey, I want you to relax. So how about you drive? I'll get in the trunk. See? for laughing at that. True story. Okay. And I'm really bad now. I'll tell you that right now. I wish I would have had kids, but I hate children. But anyway, I'm in the 7-year-old. I can figure out how to work my cell phone. Do I have to go to MIT to figure out how to work this thing? And I locked myself out of my own cell phone with that thumb recognition. I had a private kid in the schoolyard. I'm like, listen, I'll give you $20 in a juice box. You can unlock me. Takes the phone back to me and goes, it's not a toy. I'll get something this tiny. Figure an iPad, but thinks it comes from Santa Claus. So I need to relax. Let me tell you. Can you tell I'm a little strung out?
Yes.
This is me calm. This is me calm.
Yes.
Okay. So this is me with decaf coffee. So I meditate. And I love Deepak. Anyone meditate or listen to Deepak? I love Deepak. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Spiritual guy's written 40 books. Wakes up at 4, starts meditating. I'm lucky if I can get my set list in order. And okay, you are part of the universe, and the universe is part of nothingness, and you are part of nothingness, which is something, but something is also part of nothing, and you are nothing in the universe as you begin to feel something. I'm like, what's this guy talking about? So now I feel like a loser on a cosmic level. I thought, you know what? Let me listen to a guided meditation with someone a little bit less esoteric. So a woman's like, breathe in and breathe out and release all of your anxieties. Like, that's not a word, anxieties, it's anxiety. Did someone not check her phonetic English? Now my heart's pounding. I'm getting out of the meditation. I'm getting pissed off already. She's like, breathe in from your head down to your uncles. I'm like, uncles? Okay. I don't feel like my uncles are gonna meditate. And then it's like, breathe in and release your third chakra from your thighs. I'm like, is this guided meditation or guided masturbation? Now I'm like completely out of it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to a British guided meditation. The language is beautiful. I could follow, I could keep, and I could relax. And it's like, you're in a lovely field. You see flowers and trees. You see a horse coming towards you, and the horse holds your sacred chant in its mouth. Now, for a small fee, the chant will be yours. Just go to www. Like, you know what? I need an authentic, relatable meditation. I need a New York guided meditation. It's honest. I can listen to it. It's like, breathe in and breathe out. Hold your breath because the dog just pooped in Central Park. Breathe in and breathe out. Make sure you put your bag under your tush, because if someone steals it, you'll lose whatever serenity you got. And quite frankly, you can't afford to lose any serenity. Okay? Breathe in and breathe out. I don't want you to think about your flabby thighs, your non-existent breasts, and your horrible children. One day they'll have horrible children that will be horrible to them, and you will know a profound, I repeat, profound joy. Breathe in and breathe out, and don't think about your emotionally unavailable partner, because everyone in New York is gay, and at least somebody loves you. Remember, alternate side rule parkings are in effect. The D train is running on the F line. The F line is running on the C line. The N train is running it all, and both bridges are closed due to a tractor trailer mess up. Now, breathe in and breathe out. Close your eyes, not for serenity, but the guy to the right of me is wearing a space helmet with nothing else on. I'm going to close with one New York City mantra. I love New York. Breathe in. I just hate myself. That's it.
All right. Everybody, Vanessa Hollingshead, let her hear it.
Yay!
Fantastic. Well, thanks for closing that strong, Vanessa.
Love the show. God, everyone was like amazing.
Great.
Yeah, and how about that? One more time for Joe Larson and Landry.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yay!
And somebody
That was great.
messaged, and at 6 o'clock, Vanessa, we lost some people to the election, but we anticipated that.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody messaged me about, I went too fast with sharing this, so I'm going to put that up right now as we finish. But the whole point of this was to just relieve the stress and the monotony of this thing that we're going through. And I think someday we'll look back on this and kind of laugh that we did it together. We hope to see you on the ship soon. Take care of each other, keep laughing, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys on board. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Ready?
Thank you.
Bye.